the last play of Mudrunner before Snowrunner hits. So we're just going to set the Humvee out, scout mode. So we've got a bit of fuel with us and utility trailer. We're just starting with a one vehicle. So we'll start with, if we get into trouble, obviously we'll need another vehicle to dig us out of trouble. So we'll just unlock the what little 131. And then we'll head down and unlock that one, and then we'll get some fuel, and then we'll go for the crossing, which is here. So centre of the map, there's a huge river that runs across it. Practice what I preach. And get it out of automatic. So Snowrunner should be landing midnight tomorrow on the consoles. We're going to run a few streams, no doubt, and a few videos of that. Looking forward to it. Certainly looks a lot more that's been added to the game from just the basics of hauling stuff other than logs. Big updates with the vehicles and customizing them, and the physics seem to have had a tweak as well. Graphically, it certainly is a lot more impressive. So when you're hauling a trailer, it's a bit like ploughing when you go into deep mud. But the Humvee's got plenty of power to drag itself through this muddy area. We'll just use the diff lock just to get a bit more traction as we go along. And we'll keep the speed up because it's should be alright for damage around here. It's nothing too extreme in the way of rocks. Left to right, left to right. It's muddy both ways, let's go right. Just ease off on the throttle a bit to get a bit more traction. There's that B131, a favourite of many. Just ease a bit more off on that throttle. Oh, we've got one person online. I'm not looking at the messages, guys, so if you do put anything, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just crashing into outhouses. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag that 131 with me down for this river crossing. Got the trailer at a weird angle. Just about got it back. Hopefully that's got enough fuel. Try first gear, always helps. Take up the strain and away we go. Okay, so there's another vehicle over on the left that we'll unlock on the way down, and we'll hit the fuel station, and then we'll go for the river crossing. So at the moment I'm just modulating the throttle and just keeping the steering just moving left and right a little bit, just so we don't start rutting the place up, sinking in, because that be a big truck we're pulling? Come on. Ooh, it is soft here. Right, there we go. So we've got it in drive mode, so the vehicle behind is actually driving. If I turn the engine off on the vehicle behind, then we'll be in trouble. Where this other, I think it's just up here on the clearance. Maybe asking a bit too much of this Humvee on here. It's a bit deeper than I thought. Right, we found a bit of hard ground. Sorry if you're all expecting Snowrunners. I'm not German. I'm not being lucky enough to get an early copy. I'm just having one last blast on Mudrunner before we all get hold of it tomorrow at midnight on the consoles. Right, what I'll do is I'll attach this attach the B131. I'll just go and unlock this in case we get into some real trouble. This looks like something that will get you out of real trouble. So we've got that as a backup now. We've started on hardcore and we've just started with the single Humvee. And I'll go back and pick that 131 up. Oops, had a bit of soft ground. Stick the diff lock on. One disadvantage of the diff lock is that your turning circle increases, but as long as you're aware of it, you can work around it. So we'll just hook this B131 up again. Oh, there we go. For those that just joined, it is in drive mode. As you can see the smoke coming out of the vehicle behind us. Suddenly discovered some super-powered Humvee. I do seem to be in duck mode. I keep heading for the water. Try and keep out of it this time. Diff lock. So petrol station next, and then we're going for the river crossing. We've got the truck there as backup, so I'm going to have to find a shallow way across. I'll show you how you do that on the map. I think that's going to be the same on Snowrunner, to be honest. So again, throttle wise, I'm probably 25% on the trigger. The wheels are just spinning. So if I put my foot down, we don't go any faster, we just dig bigger holes and get stuck quicker when we do find some deep mud. Another way into the water, harder ground on the right, just flip the diff lock off. What happens with the diff lock is, if you're on hard ground, it'll start to overheat. That's when you see it light up red. So I've got to turn it off, otherwise if I don't, it'll damage the vehicle. Let me just check the map a minute. Okay, so we're going to get that fuel and then we're just going to go back along here, and then we'll hit this river crossing. But I've already used half my fuel, so we're definitely going to need fuel before we go for the river crossing. I'll try and put the live stream up on the PC, so if there is anybody I can see what's going on and ignore you. Okay, I've got the chat up now. It says steering into the trees. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Come on, that one. Okay, now that I've finished doing that and dug myself a hole, that'll teach me. So we're pretty stuck here. We've got plenty of trees at the side of us. So low ratio, diff lock. We're just moving the steering left to right. Now I've hit a big rock. Just going to drop the low range down a bit lower. I will not be beaten by a puddle and a twig. Once I break that twig out of the way, it should go. Or not. Drop into the lowest of the low. So there's a bit of a log that I've pushed under the mud in front of me that I'm having trouble getting under, over. The rear's down to its axles, and the truck is basically shoving me trailer sideways. So I'm never going to get out of there because that truck's got me completely and utterly bamboozled. But since we've got the truck here, we might as well use it. So again, low ratio. Diff lock. All-wheel drive. That's a bit easier pulling that behind me. Pulling this truck behind the Humvee. Okay, diff lock off. Oops, still in a bit of soft stuff over here. Diff lock back on. Diff lock off, we should pop out. Okay, so we're on the hard stuff now, so we'll actually put it in automatic. And I'll take the all-wheel drive off. That'll save me fuel, not that I need to at the moment because I'm going getting some. Tried to cut too close to those trees of the Humvee, I'll hit them. Okay, let's fuel this thing up. Truck's automatically fueled up. Okay. This is what I needed to do because I need to fill up all those utility trailers and the stores in the back. Otherwise, when I need them, they're not going to be there. Okie dokie. Back to advanced. pressed the wrong button. Oh, come on. Change truck, change to that. Move forward a bit. Off we go. And what I'll actually do is I'll put it in pull mode. That way I'll save a bit of fuel in the Humvee. I'll give this something to pull. Now this is going to be a new one. How do I get out of here? May have snooked it myself. As long as the Humvee doesn't get caught up on it, I should be able to. Come on. See a straight line, just pull that Humvee through that tree behind me. Sure that's what's going on. I'll pull the Humvee over. Alright. B131. Doesn't matter. Pull the moon out of orbit. Okay. Leave it as late as we can. That's it, it's cleared. Oops, before we go on, I want to go the other way, don't I? I want to go this way and then straight out to the river crossing, which is why we're here. Let's turn the diff lock off, it'll give me a little bit better turning circle. Just double check. Yeah, I'm in. Yeah, we're in pull mode. There we go. Stay out of the boggy stuff on this side this time. It'd be interesting on Snowrunners to see how they do the mods on the console. I've said they did it quite well on Farming Simulator, I think it was. There's quite a lot of mods on there. I'd say quite a lot, there was hundreds by the end of it. I do know Mudrunner on the PC that there's literally thousands of mods, vehicles, maps, trailers, and all the rest of it. So I would imagine Snowrunners is going to be the same. So how they manage that on the consoles, I'm not sure, but it's will be a welcome addition to the console players. So onwards to the river. Seems to have found some mud. I might have to put that Humvee in drive in a minute. There's a good trailer on the back of it. Oh yeah, it's down to its axles. We'll avoid the logs. We'll go on the right. And we'll go into this great big muddy watery pit. Because that seems like a really sensible idea, Rowan. But again, diff lock. Low ratio. Here we go. I think one of the big things of Mudrunner is getting stuck. I know that sounds odd, but it gives you a scenario. Go to A, pick up X, and drive it to B. It's an open world sandpit, so whichever way you go is up to you. So normally you go for the shortest route, and if there's a it's shortcuts, you'll take it. And the game designers will always stick about 10 foot of mud and rocks right in the middle of the shortcuts. So if you didn't get stuck and you didn't have to kind of work your way along these tracks and use your brain, it'd be a very boring game. So expect to get stuck, saying which I am about to get stuck if I'm not careful. Just use a bit of side grip on the wheels. I'm going to have to turn that Humvee on in a minute. Yep. So I'll switch into drive, so I'm not just pulling a big plough behind me. There we go. What I'll do when I get to the river is I'll leave this 131 on the bank. We'll take the Humvee, try and get across. No, this isn't the river. Just drop the diff lock off here while we're on a bit of hard stuff. Just looking straight down to see where I can see the bottom. The camera on Snowrunner seems to be further back. Gives you a better view. You know, when you're with the trucks and you're trying to get an overhead central view, the trucks hiding a lot, so you tend to always have this kind of third person over the shoulder view, so you can see what the wheels are doing when you're driving. Diff lock back on, and here will be the river. 8 o'clock, it's starting to get dark. I'm on hardcore, so I can't stop that, so I will end the screen when it gets too dark to see this. What we'll do is we'll dump this here, just put it over to one side. Okay, we'll stop the engine, change the truck, jump on the Hummer. Yeah, that was a deep old hole. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the trailer here. Yeah, it's getting dark. Okay, let's leave the attach the trailer. In we go. Right, I'll quickly show you this river crossing before it gets too dark to see. Okay, what we're looking at is depth and currents. Oh, it's a bit lumpy going in here. So currents is pretty obvious. We can see the fast flowing stuff in front of us. Now if we look on the map and zoom in, see these red dots? Whoops. The big ones up here, that's deep water. The shallow ones over here is where I'm going, because that looks more likely not to drown me. So I've got to take into account the current. When you're entering water, always enter slowly, because you don't know how steep it's going to be when you drop in. Right, there's a track there, so I'm just going to push it left. Close enough to the bank, I'm not going to find a deep hole. It says almost finding a deep hole. Right, the bottom is quite gravelly compared to this, but we will go low range this time. Okay, this part of the river, again, pretty fast flowing. Let's have a look. We've not got this watchtower, so we can't see. So we're going blind on this. I can see a road on the other side. So we're going slow and just see, make sure we don't suddenly disappear under the waves. Right, the dangerous water level there That's exactly what it says. When it gets to the top of that line, I'm going to have to keep moving else because it's going to push me over. I'm not deep. Then I'll take water into the engine, start taking a lot of damage. All I can do here is keep an eye on that line. Woo. Make sure I don't find a big hole. Quickly slap it in reverse if I do. And just keep the speed up, otherwise the water will turn me over. It's looking a bit deep. It's looking very deep. Okay, so now I'm taking damage. And we're through. Now the Humvee's not too bad, but its air intake is quite high. When you come with some of the other scout vehicles, you just won't get across there. What you can do though is turn the engine off and drag it across from something like the B131. That way, if your engine's not on, it won't take any damage. So now we've got to the other side. Quickly stick this under a street lamp. We'll end it there. So thanks for watching, all one of you now. We all love watching Mario. Right, okay, cheers for watching. I hope you've got a few tips out of that if you're new to the Mudrunner series. And I'll see you on Snowrunner, which is out in 25 hours. A whole 25 hours. Adios.